During the game, David was abused by the dirty Argentinian bastards in a way previously unknown in professional football. But they went too far when they insulted Victoria.
Your wife is very fat, isn't it?
And Beckham has been sent off. If we lose this game now, it's definitely his fault. Christ, what a knob. Fueled by the British tabloid press, who as everyone knows are scum, David's life became a living hell. With Victoria away conquering America, David went walking where he didn't know, until finally he found himself at a place he recognised.
You? What are you doing here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ferguson. I had nowhere else to go.
I knew that woman had ruined you, David Beckham. You're a disgrace!
I'm sorry, Mr. Ferguson. Please, ma, come in.
I don't think so, David. You put that woman ahead of me, and now she's let you down, you come crawling back. Well, I won't let you make a fool of me a second time.
Who is it, Mr. Ferguson?
I thought I told you to wait in the studio till you finish your watercolour.
So that's Ruud van Nistelrooy, your new £90 million signing from AJ.
Aye. He's very talented. He's a real artist, David. He can play on the wing. And he's also good in the box.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to have interrupted your evening, Mr. Ferguson. I'll be on my way.
David, wait! Look at you. You're wet through. Come and get out of those clothes and get something warm inside you.
Perhaps some hot chocolate.
Thanks, Mr. Ferguson.
David, remember, things are going to be different this time. Manchester United comes first. I hate the post space.
OK, Mr. Ferguson. I agree.
For the next few months, David concentrated on what he did best, playing football. Soon he was on top again, and there was better news. He became a father when Victoria gave birth to a lovely boy, Brooklyn. It was obvious what they had to do now, get married and have teammate and famed raconteur Gary Neville as best man.
And then the ref said, "No, Gary, I'm afraid you were offside." Offside, he said, but I was clearly being played onside. But a sweeper!
Tough crowd. Better knock out the references to Kierkegaard and Sartre. David, I didn't invite him. Well.
It seems my invitation got lost in the post.
You're not welcome here, Mr. Ferguson.
Then I'll place this curse on you, Victoria Adams. As long as day follows night, you shall never have a solo number one! So many presents, but not one from me. We can't have that now, can we? I don't think you're looking much fit, David. So here's my gift to you. I'll give you a one-on-one training session with me, starting in 4 days' time.
But we've got our honeymoon.
Well, you just have to come back early, won't you? And remember, 4 days' time.
The honeymoon did indeed last 4 days, and while Victoria stayed at Andrew Lloyd Webber's luxury villa in the south of France, the professional David returned to Manchester United for training. Alex Ferguson's increasingly obsessive behaviour and artistic demands would have destroyed a weaker marriage, but following the formal split of the Spice Girls, Victoria felt she owed it to her fans to stay on the cutting edge of music. And who better to help her than Dane Bowers? You know, that fat one out of Another Level.
So what's it going to sound like, Posh?
Well, we wouldn't want it sounding like the Spice Girls now, would we, Dane?
No, we wouldn't. We want it to sound really street and edgy, don't we?
Exactly. So, how about we make my voice sound like a robot?
That'll be so cool. Like in that Cher song, Believe.
Hey, banging idea. Here, sing through that then.
Hello, 1, 2.
That sounds really great.
Exterminate.
Unfortunately, due to Alex Ferguson's curse, the song only reached number 2. And Victoria wasn't the only person beaten into second place by inferior opposition.
So, my FA Cup dreams have been shattered for another year. We lost to Arsenal, the fucking Gooners! And it's all your fault!
What are you talking about, Mr. Ferguson?
I blame you for their second goal!
This isn't about the second goal, is it, Mr. Ferguson? This is about Victoria!
What if it is, eh? She's made you a laughing stock! You came on about getting your face in the papers than you do about getting your head in the 6-yard box!
Calm down, both of you.
Shut up, move in, misery! You're a joke, Beckham.
To think I said no when Victoria suggested I transfer to Chelsea.
Huh? So you're going to leave Manchester United, are you? You're going to leave me, huh?
No, Mr. Ferguson. I turned her down.
You're not going anywhere. If I can't have you, no one can!
You got him in the face, boss! In the face!
Oh my God. What have I done?
David was badly injured. If it had been an Adidas boot with its soft leather and aerodynamic stitching, David would have been fine. But it wasn't. It was a boot by one of Adidas's inferior competitors.
I'll tell you what you've done, Mr. Ferguson. You set me free!
No, David. No!
The spell you had over me is now broken.
Don't leave me, David! David! Don't leave me, David!
I'm going now, Mr. Ferguson. We shall never speak again. Goodbye, all of you. Gary Neville. Call me an ambulance.
What are you going to do, Bex? Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Spain, Gary. A lifetime ago. Terry Venables told me something.
Spain's a piece of piss. 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 Piece of piss.
I'm going to Madrid, Gary. Real Madrid. Soon as I get out of hospital.
Cheer up, Mr. Ferguson. You still got me.
You're nothing compared to David. Even so, meet me in the showers in 5 minutes. My brushes need cleaning.
So, you will come with me to Madrid?
Oh, you try and stop me. Oh, but wait. The washing machine's broken down, and the man coming to fix it is due at some point in the near future. You're going to have to go without me.
You're right, Victoria. You must wait for the man from Hot Point.
Yes, so you're going to need a personal assistant. Hey, here's an idea. There was a girl came to see me today about a job. I think her name was Rebecca Lewis. Maybe she's still here. Oh, look, there she is.
Hello, David. I can tell we're going to get along just fine.
So the man from Hot Point still hasn't been. It's been months. No, but you're right to stay. Goodbye, Victoria. Goodbye. Oh, I do miss my wife and children. Hello, Rebecca.
David, I must have you. Make love to me, you naughty boy.
I have always been faithful to my wife. And I don't intend to stop now.
You mean you're rejecting me?
Yes. Rebecca, I am.
Very well. I'm still going to the press.
That is your prerogative. But I will not give your claims the oxygen of publicity by suing you. It's the principle of the thing.
Well, goodbye, David. I've got some Fleet Street editors to ring.
This could have been the biggest test of their marriage so far, but Victoria's strength of character was such that she could laugh off these absurd suggestions as the big pile of steaming old bollocks that they were.
Oh, well, how ridiculous. The thought that a professional footballer away from his wife would ever be unfaithful.
I know. I mean, how gullible do they think the British public are?
Oh, Jerry Halliwell, what are you doing here?
I was a fool, Victoria. I never should have left you and the Spice Girls.
That's all right. I forgive you.
Really?
Oh, of course. Why, I never had one malicious thought about you ever.
I wish I could say the same. I was so jealous of your number 2 hit with the True Steppers. I burnt an effigy of you in a wicker man.
David and Victoria Beckham. Oh, you both an apology.
Mr. Ferguson.
You see, it turns out I don't have an artistic temperament, just a wee bit mental. But they can cure it by passing vast amounts of electricity through my genitals.
So, your temper's under control now?
Thankfully, yes. And I say now that my feelings for you were inappropriate. You're not the muse that I thought you were.
Blimey, it's the rest of the Spice Girls.
Yes, and we were wondering if you'd consider reforming.
Better ads or I'll cut you.
Oh, well, even though I've got perhaps the most successful solo career of all of you, I think that would be a great idea.
And I could be your manager.
Don't, girls. He's a fucking nutter.
Piece of piss, piece of piss, piece of piss, piece of piss, piece of piss.